Hello traders, welcome to another market analysis. Another week is here and I wanted to talk about the markets a little bit. I know I start out with the crypto total market cap a lot, and there's a reason for that. We can see the crypto total market cap pushed up towards that $3.65 trillion number. I'm looking at 4 to 8 trillion as being the top of this bull market. So if I'm looking for that, I talked about last week seeing a pullback, and that is what we're starting to experience here. You can see this is a daily chart, but you can see some sideways movement here and a little bit of a sell-off today. Very interesting. That's exactly what I was looking for, and that's what you want to see in a healthy market. You want to see a market that can go up, but it also comes down, it goes up, comes down. Obviously, you want to see it uptrending in that process, but you do want to see it having those pullbacks. It's just a healthy part of the market as it goes up. And you can see with this total market cap, that's exactly what you're seeing. You saw it come up, hit the top of this channel, come down, get very close to the bottom. You could draw this a little higher if you wanted to connect it to here, and these would be at the bottom of that channel. I have another area down here. That's why it's drawn like it is. And you can see had a pullback. It did come up, and it's going to pull back again, which is going to be a buying opportunity. And then it's going to keep pushing higher. That's what I'm looking out for the markets, for the crypto markets in general, but for all of the risk on markets. Bitcoin dominance. And I was showing this chart for the past many weeks. You can see that price did take a nosedive here. It's coming down, and it's pretty much going to chop sideways, and then it's going to continue lower. That's part of the bull market. When it begins, everyone's in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is dominant. Bitcoin came up to close to 62% dominant. And now you're getting some other tokens that are able to become more dominant than they were. So that's pretty cool there. If we look at the Bitcoin chart, I talked about last week that it could have the potential to pull back. And that's exactly what we are seeing here. We're having a lot of sideways movement. I was looking at a move towards that 103 to 104 and then a pullback. That's exactly what happened. That was a very hardcore pullback, but then it did push up. And now, is it going to come back down into this region, or is it going to support up here? We'll have to wait and see, but it kind of looks like it's going to pull back down here. And if it supports here, there is resistance above us, and that's what I would be watching for. If it does actually resist up here, then it can come down into this level. So I think that's very interesting. It was very clear cut. That's what's happening, and that is exactly what we are seeing right now. So getting that pullback, now's the time. If you have your list set up, start buying altcoins. That's the way I see it. I see Bitcoin, it's going to be chopping around here. Once it finds support, it can move over 100,000, and it's not going to look back. It's going to push over 100. It's going to push over 108, 110, and it's going to go into those targets above. Anywhere most likely between 150 and 250. Where's it going to stop at? We really have to wait and see how this transpires, and then we can gauge from there what is the likelihood place that Bitcoin is going to head towards. With this pullback, let's check out the traditional markets. I like looking at the S&P. I'm a S&P futures day trader. That's really where I cut my teeth at, so to speak, in day trading, and that's really my favorite market to trade. And you can see nice little pullback here, and we can get a little bit more continuation. Right now, it's towards the end of the day. You probably see a little bit of a buy up towards the end of the day, and then probably a little bit more selling coming into this week. This would be a good spot if it is going to support and go sideways. This could be an area, but I kind of feel like getting a larger pullback, but a choppy one kind of makes sense. So that's what I'm kind of looking for. Like I say, I probably say it too much, but one of the adages I do enjoy is that it doesn't matter your analysis. It doesn't matter if your analysis is correct or not. No one cares. What matters is, are you on the correct side of the trade, and are you making money? That's really what matters. Most people out there, they're analysts first and investors second. I like to trade. Yes, I invest, but trading is really what I love. So that really quick, like maybe 1 to 3 days, is my favorite. If it's a couple weeks, great. Yeah, I hold some stuff for years, but that's not as much. They say traders can become investors, but investors don't become traders. And that's because some people, they'll get into a stock or a crypto, but they don't have a stop loss. So when it goes against them, they become investors. They're long-term holders. They're waiting for that to go back into profit. So that's one thing I try to not be in, one of the in that category. Let's look at the dollar. Dollar is, let's go out to a daily chart. And I showed this in the last video. I was talking about this being resistance. So far, we have gotten rejection, but it's very ugly and choppy rejection. This isn't something that says, oh, we're just going to find this area and we're just going to sell off. It's going to be very choppy. It's going to come back into this region, and it's just going to be choppy. That coincides with the pullback that the market is experiencing, the pullback that Bitcoin is in. So I think that makes sense. Nothing to really worry about there. We'll see what happens. Monitor it this week, and come back with the video next week and show what is happening. But right now it's very choppy, very ugly. I do expect it to come back up here, which coincides with the pullback. So everything is good for now. Looking at the VIX, it is up a little bit, but still very lethargic. Nobody is afraid of anything right now. The pullback that is happening, you are going to see VIX go up a little bit, but it'll probably come up here and then it'll drop again. It'll be very muted. That's kind of what I'm expecting. Not looking for anything too drastic right now. And if it does just move a little sideways here while the broader market pulls back, that would actually be pretty bullish. But the VIX isn't really like something that I trade off of. It's something that I look at, but I don't make trades based upon what the VIX does. I'll make trades on the VIX, but not based on what it does. So that's kind of how I view that. Very, very interesting. The Nasdaq is continuing to show strength here. It's kind of weak, but it is continuing to show strength. I would say if it breaks that 21.2, 21 even, if it breaks that mark, yeah, I could see it come back down here. That makes sense. But as of now, it's still looking decent. The broader markets are still holding up. I don't see anything too ridiculous here to expect a larger move. Jump out to Ethereum really, really quickly, just because it has kind of been a little bit ugly. And in the last video, I did talk about seeing some resistance. The price did push up a little bit more than what I thought. I thought it would stop around that 3,900-ish level. Did push over 4K briefly, and now we're getting that move down. So does it where does it come to? 3,200 to 2,800, somewhere in there is what I'm watching for, and that would coincide with Bitcoin. Let's go to this hourly because that it looks better. That would coincide with Bitcoin coming down to this low 90,000 area. So I think that would make a lot of sense, and that's really what I am wanting to see. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a very interesting trading week. What actually does happen? Is this able to, find support? We have 25 minutes of trading left in the traditional market here in the S&P. So is it going to push up, chop around? Is it going to break down in this last few 25 minutes? We'll have to wait and see. I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens, and then how are we going to play out the rest of the week. So I'm expecting a little bit of a further pullback, but a very choppy one. So it'll be fun. So if you guys have any thoughts of your own, feel free to put them in the comment section down below. Anything you would like me to focus on in the next video, you can do that as well. I am going to start talking about different projects on the blockchain. So if you have a project that you're interested in, feel free to drop it down below. I'll check it out, and if I like it, I'll talk about it, and I'll tell them who sent me to that project. So I appreciate you. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Have a great week in the markets. I'll see you around here. Take it easy.